Hi, Dr. Joe Vitale here. Today we're going to do an actual cleaning experience, a clearing experience. Now, this is very important for a couple reasons. The primary one is you have to get clear of the counter intentions within your unconscious mind in order for you to have, do, or be whatever you want. In particular, to be an awakened millionaire, you have to remove all the negativity, all the limiting beliefs, the ones you know about as well as the ones you don't know about. Now, in order to do this, we have to go a little bit deeper than what we've been doing. So far, I've been talking about the mindset. I've been telling you about principles. I've been telling you about the things that money likes. I've been doing my best to give you a new paradigm about money and about spirituality. All of this is to help you become an awakened millionaire. But now we need to go back to any root causes that might be preventing you from having money in your life right now. Or the success, anything that you're trying to have, do, or be, and you feel blocked is probably due to a belief that's a little bit lodged in your consciousness, in your unconscious mind. So again, we want to clear these counter intentions. Now, clearing is very important, and as far as I know, this is where I separate myself from the crowd. Because most people talk about intentions, they talk about visualization, they talk about scripting, they talk about going for what you want, and that's all powerful, it's all good, it's all going in the right direction, it's all very noble. However, if you unconsciously have beliefs and limitations that are preventing your intentions from coming about, then you're going to have a tough time, because consciously, up here, consciously, you'll be thinking, I intend to attract more money, I'm going to do everything Joe Vitale's talking about, I'm going to read all the books, do all the exercises, take all of the inspired action, which is great. However, if unconsciously you have beliefs about anything like it won't work for me, I'm separate from the crowd, I'm not sure all of this kind of stuff works, I'm not fully convinced of it, I believe that we live in a scarcity universe, I believe that money's evil, I believe that it's difficult to have, do, or be whatever I want, if not impossible. If you have any beliefs like that, or different than that, but still counter to what you want, then you'll prevent your own good from coming to you, and you won't even know it. So what do you do about this? You have to go deeper. You have to do a clearing exercise that goes to the root cause of where this came about. And that's what I want to lead you through right now. Now, this is something you can do repeatedly. Whenever you have a belief or a block, you don't always have to know the belief, a belief or a block, you can use this exercise on that particular feeling to help erase it, delete it, let it go. So all you have to do is this. Follow along with me. It's gentle, it's easy. Be sure you're not going to be distracted. Make sure you turn your phone off. It's just you and me. And we're focused on you. We're focused on clearing any particular block or negativity or belief that you may not be aware of, but you feel, you sense is there, preventing you from having the good that you're going for. So what I want you to do right now is just conjure up that feeling. We'll say that you're trying to go for more money because as an awakened millionaire, you do want more money in your life. So that's one of the things you want. And maybe you feel a little bit like there's a block there. You're trying some things, but you're not getting as much money as you would like to have coming into your life. You want to attract even more. So you want to lift the barrier. You want to lift the ceiling. You want to make sure that you change your wealth set point so you allow more good, more wealth to come into your life. So as you think about money, as you think about this feeling, allow to arise in you whatever the feeling happens to be. Maybe it's frustration, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's anger, maybe it's rage, maybe it's embarrassment, shame. It doesn't matter what it is. Allow the feeling to come up within you right now. Just feel it. You don't even have to name it. You don't have to know the belief around it. Just feel the feeling. And so we'll just go with something, because I can't hear what's going on for you at this very moment, but you know what's going on, and I'll make up something. We'll just say that right now it's frustrating for you because you're trying to attract more money and you feel like there's an unseen block in your unconscious, what I call a counter intention. So you allow this to come into your awareness, and as you're thinking about it and you're feeling it, just let it be there. You don't need to judge it. It's actually a good thing. You're becoming aware of it, which means that it's going to deliver its message to you and you're going to be able to let it go. So you're thinking about money, and you're thinking about whatever the feeling is, and in this case we're imagining it could be frustration. So as you think about frustration around money, allow your mind to go back to the first memory you have around this issue. So in other words, maybe you go all the way back to when you were a teenager and you were frustrated because you didn't make enough money to buy a car. Or maybe you go back even further and you're 10 years old and you don't have enough money to buy a bicycle and you're frustrated. Or maybe you go back even further and you're 5 years old or 6 years old and you overhear your parents say they don't have enough money to pay the bills or the rent or the house payment or the food or the utilities. And you sense their frustration and you begin to feel frustrated. So allow whatever memory to surface for you. There's no right or wrong. Allow your mind to deliver it to you. And if for some reason you feel like you don't know what the memory is, take a guess. Just guess at one. If you had to guess at the first memory you had around this issue, whatever it happens to be for you, what's the memory that comes up? So allow that to be there. And now we want to go even deeper. Is there an earlier memory? If you remembered all the way back to when you were 10 years old, can you go back to when you were 5 years old? Or 4 years old? Or 3 years old? Can you go back even further? What is the earliest memory you have of this feeling around money? And again, just allow it to be there. No need to judge it. Accept it. Be friends with it. Be comfortable with it. Be kind to it. And now let's say you've gone all the way back and it's 5 years old. Could be younger. It could be a little older. But we want to go to the earliest memory you can retrieve where you had this feeling that's blocking you for attracting more money. Now please note that this memory is coming from you when you were very young. Maybe you were 5 years old. Maybe you were 10 years old. And so you made a conclusion about how the world works and about money in particular based on the mentality you had at the time. So you may have been 5 years old and you concluded that money is frustrating. Or you're 10 years old and you concluded that money is aggravating. Or maybe you decided that there was never enough. What I really want you to understand is that you are making this conclusion without the maturity and experience or awakening of an adult. So you have allowed your entire life to be ruled by a fundamental belief made by a child. A belief that is not a fact. A belief that is erroneous. Now with this awareness, I want you to consider giving it new meaning. You're an adult now. You're sitting here in present time with me, and together we're reviewing your mental history. So you went back in time mentally to the age of 5 or so, and you remembered this experience that shaded your entire relationship to money. And then you came to a conclusion as a child about how the world works and about how money works. But now you're an adult. You are an awakened millionaire reframing the story that you had as a child. So consider for a minute, what else could those early experiences have meant? If you did see your parents arguing, could they have been arguing about their own limitations, not yours? Could they have been arguing because of their own inability to become awakened millionaires at the time? Could they have been arguing about something even completely different than money, or for reasons completely separate from money? What other meaning, message, or belief could you give to that early story? One that's more powerful, one that's more positive. You see, the moment you release the old story and the old belief, you change your timeline of history. Everything from the moment you made that decision as a child all the way up to present time will change. It will change you, it will change your consciousness, it will change your unconscious mind, it will change your conscious mind. All because you go back and tell a different story. You create a different interpretation about that early memory. Remember, the early memory was made by a child with limited awareness about what was really going on or what was possible. Today, as an awakened millionaire, you look back in time and you realize it can be however you want it to be. So what other story can you tell? What other belief can you conclude and make yours? One that's more positive and empowering. Now you can see how simple and quick this exercise is, yet it's incredibly powerful. And you can do this for any belief or any block that seems to show up for you at any time that you want. Just go back and replay this entire segment. Just allow the feeling to be there, and then allow the memory of the first experience of it to arise. Then pay attention to the conclusions you made as a child about the experience. And then realize you were a child when you made that conclusion. You're an adult now. You're a completely different person. You are becoming and are an awakened millionaire. And with this new insight and this maturity, how can you reframe the early story? What can you say about it that's completely different? What new belief can you install? And by doing so, you change your entire life history. Maybe for a moment, think of the movie Back to the Future. That first movie, not the second or third, but the very first one, told this wonderful story of a man who was able to go back in time. And he was able to help his father make a new decision. And when the new decision was made, it changed the father's life forever. From that early moment all the way back to present time, all the way back to the future, life was changed. All because they went back and did something different. You can do the equivalent of Back to the Future in your mind. You don't need a time machine, you don't need a DeLorean, you don't need Michael J. Fox. You are the hero in this story. And all you have to do is mentally entertain all the ideas I've been talking about, and then watch your life transform. You go back to the future, back to this moment in time, and you have become an awakened millionaire.